Hello, everyone. Hello, EQB's Chem. Welcome to my platform and welcome to my channel. Let's talk about business. So first of all, I would like to say thank you so much for all the people who have been joining my platform, EQ in Business. So it is a closed group platform. So I've been very active, coming out with the live videos and interview, like inviting guests for this session. So yeah, you guys can say hi to us. I can see both. And yeah, today I have a special guest. Okay, people jumping in now. We are checking in terms of the techie stuff here, just to make sure that all goes well. Okay, hang on, yeah. So I've been coming out with yeah, you have to put it in silent. Hey Jimmy, how are you? Are you okay, Jeanette? You already put it in silent?
I'm not sure how to do the techo stuff. I've turned it off.
All right. So anyway, welcome. Hi, Atika. How are you? Oh, it's afternoon in Malaysia. Yeah, Jimmy is here. Hey, Patty. So Patty is here as well. Yep. Anyway, again, thank you so much, people, for joining this platform. So I think that after this, I'll be more active coming up live. Let's talk about business because I believe majority of you guys are actually entrepreneurship. So as I said, EQ in Business platform is designed to support all the entrepreneurs. So doesn't matter whether you're entrepreneurs or you are planning to open up your business or like you're already in business for many years. It doesn't matter. The whole idea of this platform is more about supporting each other, because as I have shared in the description, saying that sometimes entrepreneur is a lonely journey. So which means that I think this platform will actually is more about helping and supporting each other. So and also to champion each other as well, because today I am going to share this amazing topic with Jeanette. So Jeanette is here today. First of all, Jeanette, I would say thank you so much, for taking this offer. I've been longing, to invite you. So I was like thinking, when would be the best time? So anyway, Jeanette, thank you so much. Oh, wow, people are saying hello. So more people are joining in now. Hi, No Saidato. Hi, Dean. How are you? Hey, Fira. Okay, more jumping in. So today I have a lovely guest, Jeanette. So I've been knowing Jeanette for, don't know, 6 months, Jeanette? Yeah, probably. Longer, yeah? Yeah. So Jeanette and me both come from the Coaching Institute. Surprisingly, we haven't met each other face to face. Yeah. It's not. So we know each other through online, and then because of this pandemic, so we didn't get the chance. We're supposed to catch up the other day, isn't it? But we didn't get the chance to do that. Yeah. So anyway, welcome, Jeanette. And again, thank you so much for being on this platform. So this is more like a coffee chat kind of thing. And you guys can ask us any question as well, okay? Because I'll be like watching through here as well if you have any questions. So if you can see, the topic today is about healthy lifestyle and business success. And I think that Jeanette is the best person, the best spokesperson about health, because ever since I have actually having, good friendship with Jeanette. So I learned heaps from Jeanette. So when we talk about, healthy lifestyle, so it's not just about, sometimes we have the mindset, it's just about taking care of ourselves, about diet, exercise, and everything. But it's actually more than that, yeah, Jeanette? So we are going to talk about, including in terms of the mindset and also healthy relationship.
If we got the word wealth.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, right.
What it means to everyone, because that can mean so many different things, Yasmin.
Yeah.
Sort of wealth is not just financial. Wealth is, it can be, sort of everything, luxuries, just the simple things in life can be wealth for some people.
Yeah.
Down to time.
Right. Awesome, Jeanette. So anyway, before we begin, Jeanette, would you like to share about yourself to all the people here? Hello, everyone. Hey, Fira.
Hello.
Introduce yourself.
Hello, everyone. I turned my phone. I put it aside because I didn't know how to silence it.
all right. I'll just read the question later.
I'm praying now it doesn't ring. First of all, just a little bit of history. When I first left school, I took up training at the physical education. So I trained as a physical education and health back then. So I've always had a passion for health, Yasmin.
Yep.
And then I went teaching for a short time, and then I was so close. I ended up going. I taught in Melbourne for a while, and then I ended up going back to New South Wales, and I was so close to a family farm. I grew up on the land. Land is in my blood. You know, my dream was to buy a rundown property, and that's what I did. And I did it up 15 years it took me, and I did a agricultural property up. But working off farm while I was doing that, also with different jobs. So I did different jobs along the way. Working in the mental health hospital for a couple of years on staff there. Worked in the correctional centre in Wellington as well, and that encompassed four positions. So it was drug and alcohol facilitating, welfare, and anyway. So, but nuts and bolts of it. I was assessing for self-harm as well. So I did that assessment when they came in to get that right. So, and I also worked in Centrelink as a agency, sort of ran a Centrelink agency.
Yep.
And so that was all happening when I was doing the farm. I did different jobs at different times and went back to casual teaching as well.
Wow.
So teaching's been my foundation. And then when I did the property, I wanted more out of life. I wanted to learn, not learn, but I wanted to give back to people. And I'd done as much as I could on the farm. So it was either get bigger or move on. And so I decided to sell, which was really hard to do. And went on the road for a couple of years. So I bought a Winnebago Longreach. I don't know whether you know that one, and I had a 26-foot trailer on the back of that. So it was a pretty big rig. And then I hit Beechworth where I am, and that seemed to be the place to settle. And then I stumbled on TCI. And so that was a turning point in my life. That was just the best decision was to learn how to be a coach. It was it was the learning of how that I needed to put structure in place so I could give back to people.
Yeah. So how do you make that decision, Jeanette? So probably some of them not so actually don't really know what is TCI. So TCI is the coaching institute where we learn to become a coach, and also, for our own personal development. So what actually makes you decided, to join the coaching institute? I have my own stories as well. And how about your story?
At first, my learning, I'm sort of a little bit behind you, Yasmin, with regard to where my business is at, because when I started there, my 3 and a bit years has been on a personal journey to get my health back. And so everything that I'm doing with regards to the course that I'm kicking off with Gut Health Simplified, has been my own journey. And I had to get my health back right before I could run a business, because if I was going down the same path as my health was, I wouldn't have a business. So I had to invest up front before I lost the ability to run a business.
Would you like to share more about that journey, Jeanette, if you don't mind?
Well, back years ago, I've been challenged with my health most of my life. In my early 20s, I had a huge meltdown with my brain, and I lost a lot of my memory, and you know, the medical people were saying, get used to the idea you'll never work again. It was only just at the beginning of my career in teaching, and so you know, I swore that I wouldn't give up, and kept working at things. But then health was always, you know, I worked back so far, but then it was always a challenge. And so finding TCI and actually improving my mindset, you know, was able to, you know, and I'll go into it later with business, because mindset's everything.
Yeah.
Without that mindset, you know, we're lost. We can remain stuck.
So how do you come that challenges, Jeanette? Because now I understand that you are in the process of, you know, building back your business. But throughout our conversation, you know, I really salute you, Jeanette, going through. It's difficult because we are talking about health here. You know, that will be the most priority thing. And how do you actually overcome that? Because that is your journey. So for me, that I haven't been through that journey, but for me, if I were to be in your shoes, that would be tough, you know, like trying to conquer a lot of things, isn't it?
Learning was difficult for me, Yasmin. I was so close to Alzheimer's, so it was really having to nut out, you know, what was going on in my body. And I started here when I first hit Beechworth. I went to the chiro, and, you know, because my body was full of inflammation. I learned about leaky gut with, you know, the local chiro, who was excellent. She's just fantastic. So she put me onto that, and then that got me on the path to looking at my food more. And then from then on, it was gluten. I decided to go off gluten. So, and that was a game changer on helping my mind. You know, the sense I was so sensitive. I found out I was so sensitive to gluten. So I stay off gluten now. I can't see myself ever having it again, because it just makes a difference. And so I went from that, and then I found myself a functional medicine GP. And if we look at the two medical ways we can go, we can either go Western medicine, where they treat symptoms and whole things, or we go look into integrated medicine, functional medicine, or they're similar, but there's just different names. But basically, it's all about looking deeper at the cause and fixing the cause and what's upset. You know, not, you know, where is the body unbalanced to fix the cause. And so that's when I got hold of a functional medicine doctor and went into looking at testing my gut microbiome. And that was a game changer, because the test tested 75 markers, and that was a game changer. And learned how my body was so out of whack, and gut dysbiosis. But one of the ones that I looked at first was Candida. And everyone has Candida, but when it is aggressive and it gets out of control in overgrowth, that is where it become dangerous with, and one of the ones is leaky gut as well. And just for those people that are not up to what leaky gut is, our stomach lining, our gut lining is only one cell thick. And the cells are joined by these tight junctions. So when the inflammation is in the gut, and different things upset the proper functioning of the tight junctions, it lets bacteria, food, you know, and pathogens through the gut lining into the blood, and then that takes it around the body, and that's where issues in the body can start, depending on where they go.
So thank you so much, Jeanette, for sharing that. I mean, like, you've been going through this journey for about like 3 years, isn't it? As what you're mentioning to me.
So it's been brilliant. The learning of the gut and how it's related to different parts of the body and the brain and brain fog, and I cover all that in my course that I've put together. You know, sort of, you know, emotions, because emotions, our mindset. I was listening to the Autoimmune World Health Summit last year, and the findings out from that World Summit was that the main two things to beat autoimmune disease, number one was mindset, number two was nutrition.
Wow.
You know, this medicine didn't come into it, you know, and like autoimmune diseases are just so on the climb because of our lifestyle.
Yeah.
No,
I guess how you went
so
through it is, it's more about what you were saying about mindset. So thank you so much again for sharing that, Jeanette. It's just that I just want to share something. So guys, if you have any questions, so go ahead with it. It's just that my experience when I had this conversation with Jeanette, so she really opened up my mind, when it comes to in terms of, Yasmin, you got to take care of yourself, and you bringing out that mindset and make me realize how important it is to take care of myself, because you went through that journey, which I don't. But the friendship that we have, I feel that sense of gratitude, because I remember when we had that conversation, I was like too overwhelmed with myself, isn't it? I remember when I told you, I was like telling you, oh my God, there's so much on my plate, and I feel so exhausted already. And one thing you told me is like, Yasmin, whatever it is, take care of yourself first. Like you shouldn't just be at home, because sometimes I got stuck, because of my passion is one thing. When I do something, sometimes I forget. I forgot a lot of things. I forgot to eat. I forgot to drink. I forgot to do an exercise and everything. So this is where I would like to share. So you guys, if you guys have any questions, so please go ahead with it, because I would like to link as what Jeanette was saying, how important it is to bring that mindset. So Jeanette, go ahead. I mean, like, how will this actually help you?
if we think about business, Yasmin, because your platform, your close group is business, it's a business platform. There's a couple of things. Business is only the vehicle.
Yeah.
So, the first thing is the foundation, and if we were traveling to a meeting or something important for business, you'd want to make sure that the car is fueled up and it's got the right oil and the right fuel and premium fuel, to get to the
analogy. To
get there. And it's the same with our body and business. Our body comes first. It's the foundation of what gets us there. And the business comes second. That's the vehicle. So
you're right.
And when we like a big one with business is our stress levels and keeping our stress levels under control. And actually, they did a lot of years ago when they tried to help businesses get on top, with staff getting on top of stress. They were thinking that stress was the environmental, but stress actually goes back to the genes of how our parents grew up with stress and life issues, and so it goes back to the body and the DNA. So actually stress is hardwired into us. So it goes back again that we've got to change, the hardwiring of our brain to tackle stress.
That's true.
And that comes back to our attitude, our mindset.
That's right. That's where I actually learned from you, Jeanette, because ever since I started to take care of myself, so I think that the way that I focus on how I actually being very productive, in fact, the result from my business is like hiking up after that, after I took care of myself. Seriously, no joke, because I just want to share with everyone here, because previously in the past 6-7 years ago, when I had my restaurant, I did not take care of myself. Seriously. I was so into, about the business, taking care of the customers, to the extent that, when I said doesn't take care of myself, even the relationship with my husband, we don't even have time together, even my relationship with my children, no time at all. So we went to the restaurant early morning, 7 o'clock in the morning, and then we came back late at 10 o'clock every night. And then we did that for 7 days for 3 to 4 years. And
Yeah.
it's just crazy. Seriously, it's like you kind of like melt down. And now when I'm in the coaching institute and I've got a lot of support from you as well, I realize that one thing that people, especially the entrepreneurs out there, sometimes we have that mindset. We want to feel good. We're saying to ourselves that busy is actually productive, but
Not,
actually it's not.
not,
It's not at all, and they were saying that I'm too busy, with my business and everything. I don't have time to take care of myself. Actually, you can have the time if you wanted to. So that's why I learned from you, Jeanette. Ever
yeah.
since you told me
Where it
that,
goes when
yeah,
when we opened up and we talked about the word wealth and time comes into it,
yeah, true.
it's the quality of our time. Like we all have time. We all only have 24 hours in a day. It's how we use that time.
Mm, mm.
Which is
So,
so. And
yeah,
actually,
go ahead.
there's a saying, and I always have it next to my computer.
Yes,
Dalai
share it.
Lama. I had it in the other computer with the studio, and I grabbed the card.
Yes.
And he was asked what surprised him most about humanity, and his reply, and I just love his reply because it's so there. And he said, "Man, because he sacrifices health to make money, then he sacrifices his money to recuperate his health.
Wow.
He lives as though he is never going to die and dies without never really lived."
Yep.
So, how true is that people spend all their time making money and not looking after themselves.
Isn't it?
And then they get to, in their 60s or late 50s, 60s, when, the worries and the stresses and the work that we've put in starts to catch up with our health. And then we turn around and spend all our money to try and get ourselves better.
Yeah.
So what my coaching is on about, and what I want to do, is to get people to invest up front and start getting people to look and educate people what to search for.
Yeah.
So there's a saying that we can only experience what we search for, because everything else is outside of that experience. So if you think about you're shining a torch in the dark,
Yeah.
and you can only see, you're only focusing on what you can see,
Yeah.
and so you can't see what's outside of your focus point. And that's what I want to educate people with regards to what I've
Wow, amazing.
learned in my health with regards to emotions, leaky gut, inflammation, the gut microbiome, sort of like brain fog, because of the brain toxicity my brain was in. It was off the charts with one of the markers, which was quinolytic 5HI AA ratio, and I was off the planet, which was the brain toxicity. So I had to get that, and I've got that back in normal range again now. So,
Yeah.
but it's just, the discipline of, I've taken care of my body. I had to take care because I want to run a business.
Seriously. After that, it's just like when I had that conversation with you, Jeanette, it's just blown my mind. So ever since that, as I say, I've been like consistently, whatever it takes, I will definitely take care of myself. So when you mentioned about brain, so this is why I would like to share with everyone here who are watching. Thank you so much, people who are watching here, because in my case, because I teach, so I share knowledge. So I teach in uni as well. So sometimes I feel like my brain got so stuck because it's just too exhausted. So I'm so much concerned in terms of focusing, as an entrepreneur. So I always share this with people, you got to be sharp and focused, because you are an entrepreneur. You cannot run away in making a decision, isn't it? So every day you're going to be getting all these challenges, plus with all this COVID-19. You know, you got to be quick and be agile and then start to be able to pivot your business very quickly. So to do that, definitely it all comes within you again, because I always, share with my client, your business is actually you. If
I
you're
s-
not taking care of yourself, you're not managing, you can't manage your business. Yeah.
if your brain's not right, like I see anyone's business, their weakest link is their gut.
Tell me more.
Is the weakest link is their gut, because if that's not right, for every message from the I've always got to think about this. From every message from your brain to your gut, there are no messages going from your gut to your brain. And so that's how important, everything is. And if we go back to like the common denominator in all things, including brain fog, is inflammation. And this is what people don't realise, that majority of us have inflammation. We just can't feel it. It's when you start to feel inflammation, you've had it for some time, and that's when things start going wrong. But we have it, and we've all got to keep it in check. It's a silent killer. It really is, because then that's the lead up to other diseases. And heart disease, and a lot of it goes back, because this has been my own journey as well, is your oral health. I've had major work done to get rid of the mercury out of my system, and to get that I had to get rid of all the amalgams out of my mouth. So I've spent a fortune trying to get all the amalgams out of my body, and now detoxing from mercury. So it's getting the poisons and the toxins out of your body as well, so that your brain can function. But there's so many, cogs on the wheel that you'll have to address and think about in your health.
Thank you.
I never realised how much all these play havoc on the gut.
And for sharing that. I mean, like, this is where, because sometimes people take things for granted, isn't it, when it comes to health? Because once it happened, don't talk about business anymore. That is the time where you just have to focus yourself. So, which means that prevention is better than cure.
Prevention is much better, and it's easier to reverse things before. So it makes sense. If you had a piece of farm machinery and it had a squeak, you oil it, don't you? You grease it. You grease bugs and everything.
Always got to maintain it, isn't it? Yeah.
So it's a service, like your service schedule. We're the same. We're the same. And to invest in health up front and keep it maintained, it's just a no-brainer. To keep that inflammation out of body. If any part of your body is inflamed, Yasmin, your brain's inflamed. And that's what people don't realise.
True. So that is why I started to realize. And in fact, Jeanette, I am actually educating myself now. So I'm not just like educating myself about marketing, about business, sales and everything. I'm educating myself now about my health, taking care of my health. Because lately I've been like communicating with some of my friends, getting help from them as well. He helped me out a bit here, because I kind of like, sometimes when I speak, sometimes I feel a bit stuttered, because one thing, when I shared with them, I told them that I feel a bit exhausted is one thing, but I'm curious, is it because of my age, age factor? But this is my business, I need to use my brain. That's my, I mean, like, the nature of my work. So how can we help the people here, Jeanette, like people is watching here, how can we help them, to be more aware? Is there any strategies, in order to start realizing it, or have that mindset, how to begin, where to begin?
A curiosity, Yasmin, of taking stock. Well, number one question is asking yourself, have I got inflammation? That's a number one. And if you can't feel it, or majority of people do have it, so it's just a matter of working through then. And just checking what foods that you eat and looking at your diet. Do you eat sugar? sugar's bad. And
Yeah.
it goes back to the candida. As I said, candida is good until it runs out of control, and
Yeah.
then you have an dysbiosis of the gut where it's too much sugar. So cutting back on sugar, cutting back on processed foods, because our food today is no longer food.
Oh, you tell me about it. Oh my gosh. Because
Going
of all
back,
this marketing as well. The marketing, making it viral, they go crazy with the food and everything. So when you look at it, sometimes you would be like thinking, oh my gosh, they go
yeah,
all out marketing, to just bring out, just to brand their products and everything. But sometimes I feel like, oh my gosh, this is very unethical, for the consumers. This is not healthy at all.
it's not healthy, and it's learning how to read food labels properly, because
Mm.
it goes back to the states where they say natural this, natural that. Well, that's not natural. The word natural was put in place of the numbers. You know how they used to have 301 or 3 something, or the
Oh,
different.
yeah. That's very confusing. I think I have to educate myself with that.
You just took the numbers away and replaced the numbers with natural, and then they follow it up with natural something, but it's still the same product. All they
Right.
did was change their marketing.
So how
And
can we help, like for instance, for myself, okay? I just want to share with you guys who are watching here today, because sometimes I've got so stressed out with my work. Sometimes I didn't actually manage in terms of the schedule of my time taking my breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And I started to crave on something, I'll just grab and just eat. So how can we build in terms of our mindset, being more aware with it, like, okay, I'm busy, but I've got to manage myself, whatever intake. Yeah.
habits, Jasmine, and
Habit.
building and
Wow.
building and building a routine.
Mm, mm,
Yeah, that routine is so important, like in a morning ritual, and gratification of what we do have with our health as
yeah.
well, what we do have in life. So building a good routine and
Mm.
habits,
Make it a habit. Yeah.
is
So
number
share
one.
with me, what do you do? In terms of, because in your case, it's like you got to be very disciplined with yourself, isn't it, Jeanette? When it comes
Yeah,
to health and everything. Yeah.
I actually I fell off the bandwagon a couple of months ago, because I thought, I got myself really good, and I thought, oh, well, I'll just allow a little bit of sugar back in to my diet.
Mm,
I thought, well, it's just like food in moderation. I'll try and let some things come back in so that,
mm,
I can eat. And I just kept that moderation word in,
mm,
but I allowed a bit of sugar, and I came undone. So
mm.
I've got to go. I'm doing that again now to
Wow.
correct the candida again, out of, sort of get that balance back.
Because
Um,
sometimes we feel too comfortable, isn't it? We thought
and
that everything we did
low
is all right.
Yeah, low on magnesium, because this sugar craving came back, so my minerals and stuff were out, and then I had this craving for chocolate, and I haven't had chocolate for ages, and then I thought, well, chocolate, that's magnesium. I was a bit slack on I couldn't get my
Mm,
magnesium in that I could, that I was waiting on magnesium, and
yeah.
that, because if you're craving chocolate, you're magnesium deficient. If you're craving just sugary foods, your minerals and nutrients are out. Yeah.
Mm,
So it's a matter of getting those back up.
yeah. It's so
You know,
important,
like
isn't it, to
that
get more
magnesium
our body.
weighing
Yeah.
again. Well, I did away with the sugar, with the
Mm,
chocolate craving.
mm,
So I'm working again on my candida to correct, and now the next time, well, I know I'm not going to allow sugar.
mm.
And I still didn't have sugar in the house. I haven't had sugar in the house for over a year and a half. But I
Wow.
just allowed myself to buy, sort of shout myself out for coffee and have a
Mm.
muffin or something with it once a week. But it was too much for me. I'm not saying it's too much for someone, but for me it was it wasn't good for me. But
Yeah,
someone
yeah.
else, might be able to do that.
Yeah.
Um,
So it's more about like a self-awareness again, isn't it? in terms of,
working out.
knowing
It's
who
working out
we
what
are.
works
Yeah,
for
and the body
each
and everything.
individual. We're all different. We've all got a different makeup of our microbiome. We're so different. It's like a
Yeah.
finger, and it's changing.
So I love your idea, because guys, if you have any question here, please go ahead and ask any question. They've been like listening to you. Dr. Michelle said, well done, Jeanette. Yeah, they put thumbs up. So thank you so much, guys, for being here. One thing that I learned from you, Jeanette, is more about when you said just now is about habit. So I think that is where I've been like building up in terms of not just habit, being consistent with my business and everything. So I'm actually adding up, the habit of taking care of myself. So I think that is very, very crucial ever since that I open up my mind more, where I understand that in order for me to take care of my business and the people who are actually working with me, I have to take care of myself first. So let's jump into another area where, would that be okay if we talk about accountability buddy? So there's another thing, like I think like it's something which is something to do with the healthy lifestyle as well. It's more about relationship and everything. So let's share with the people here how important it is. Some people were like wondering, what is accountability buddy, and then why is it important to have an accountability buddy in your business? Would you like to share with that a bit, Jeanette?
Each other's accountability buddy. I just love it, Yasmin, because we keep
Thank
one
you.
another. If we're having a challenge or we need run past something, it's just great to be able to have a chat and, oh, well, I might need to get this back online, or and it's great.
It's about like checking up on each other is one
having
thing.
having each other's back.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
That we are there for each other, so for each other to fly and get the best, take, make the most of opportunities.
100%. Because I would like to share with people again around who's watching is actually, I always share with my clients as well, because being an entrepreneur sometimes is a very lonely journey, because I've been hearing so many people out there saying that, hey, my loved one or my family is not supporting me. I totally get it. Like, to be an entrepreneur, you are going through a lot of challenges. So if the person near you is not supporting you, you can feel that, you can feel the difficulties of you moving forward. So for me, I've been like trying to expose to the people out there, be more aware. It's not necessary that, you can't go on just because you're not getting support from the person who are very close to you. Not necessary. For instance, like when I started my journey, Jeanette, I'm not getting any support from my parents or even my family members. They have no idea, no clue at all what I'm doing. What I understand is my parents doesn't want me to become a businesswoman. That's it. Because both of them work in a government, working as a government officer, So they feel for me like it's very comfortable because every month they got their salary. That's it. But as a business person,
where entrepreneur is it's a higher risk.
It's a very high risk. So they won't be able to understand. Yeah. So what I'm trying to say here is that it's okay to get someone else to help and to support you. So what I'm trying to share here is where myself and Jeanette, we got to know each other because we are in the coaching institute. And then our mentor was saying that, hey, get a accountability buddies. During that time, Jeanette, I have no idea what is accountability buddy. No idea at all. But then when we start to catch up, I really appreciate, our friendship. And one thing is that because we understand each other, because I remember in the coaching institute, they were mentioning about there are level of friendship. Like the one is just the surface on the first level, but down further is more emotional connected. So for me, I think for me and yourself is because we are in the same journey. So we understand all the hiccups, all the worries, feeling that sometimes, the self-doubt and everything. So I really appreciate, the friendship that we had. And one thing that really touched me, Jeanette, is because you realize that sometimes when I keep quiet, then you will call me. I remember you saying, "Hey, Yasmin, what's going on?" So you check on me, because during that time I had a very, I would say quite a big challenges for me. So I wouldn't be able to cope, and I'm not willing to talk to anyone. And all of a sudden you are here, and then you give me a ring, and you know how much is feeling grateful to have someone who really understand. Oh my gosh, there's someone out there who really kind of like realize that I'm going through very in a difficult situation. So would you like to share more about this journey, Jeanette, with the entrepreneurs out there?
Desmond's fallen off the face of the earth and not doing her post like she was, and so something's happening. What's happening? I want to know.
Yeah. So it's good to have someone to check on you, and then at the same time, as I said, it's more about that connection, because we had that conversation. Sometimes in myself, my business, where I manage my business and everything, sometimes there are things it's pretty hard for me to share with my husband or even my children, and I feel much more comfortable. There are certain things I feel very comfortable to chat with you, because these are the things that business is like a lot of ups and downs. I mean, for myself, people will be like looking from outside, but they don't see the real Dr. Raja Yasmin, all the hiccups, all the challenges that I have to go through, and plus yourself also. Yeah, Jeanette?
Yeah, and it's the same with coaches. That's the beauty of having a coach as well. If you don't have that, that could be an accountability buddy in your life, is for your viewers. Well, they've got you as a coach, some of them, or whatever. But that's the importance of that a coach can feel as well.
100%. Yeah. And I think I'm glad that I decided to have a mentor and also a coach. And you have coached me once. And it's just amazing, because as what you say is true. Because for me, I need to have an outlet as well. I'm a human being. I went through my own journey and also my own hiccups as well. So definitely I need someone to be able to hold my hands as well. Can't do it alone, Jeanette. Can't do it alone.
And even the gut health journey, we can't do it alone.
Yeah.
We need support, because change is not easy. You've really got to commit. You've got to have that awareness, and then it takes action. You've got to commit, and then when you get yourself starting up there, you've got to be able to maintain it.
Yep.
And make it so you don't fall back down again.
100%. Yeah. Plus, I think like we kind of like helping educate each other. If you have all this knowledge about all this gut health, and you share with me, and then I have all this knowledge about marketing and everything, I share it with you. It's like, it's something for me, I really appreciate that kind of relationship. Sharing knowledge is one thing, but also supporting one another. If one person feel down, then another person will help you. Hey, get up, let's do this together. And then it goes vice versa, isn't it? Because I remember I was like really melt down. So I feel so good because you were there to support me. I don't feel any guilty when I release whatever things, pain and everything, something which is really hurt inside me. So I don't feel that guiltiness to share with you.
And we've got to, like what we've learned through the Coaching Institute is feel to heal.
Yeah.
So, I love that saying,
feel
to heal. So allowing yourself to go through what's required, and having an accountability buddy there to allow that, to happen, to share, so that you're not bottled up.
Yep. Because I remember Joe Pane. Joe Pane is actually one of our mentor. He mentioned that you got to find the right circle of friends. So that's the whole idea of me coming up with this EQ in business platform. This is where you can, find the right circle who are actually going through the similar journey. Yeah. Because we understand each other. So I can see that some of the entrepreneurs out there, they expect, they have this high expectation that their parents or their siblings or their spouse must understand them, must support them. It's not necessary. So for myself, I started this journey, getting the support, not from my parents. I started this journey getting the support from my mentor and also from the coaching institute. That's how I actually pick up very fast, because whatever conversation that I had, or even I share them, my dreams, as an entrepreneur, this is my goal. I don't feel ashamed at all when I'm sharing that, because they understand the journey, because they are going through the same journey as well. Yeah.
You've got to share with people that are doing the same learnings as yourself.
Mm.
You've got to be able to learn. Yeah, it's sort of like-minded people.
Like-minded people, yeah, love it. So Atika asked a question here. Is that okay, Jeanette?
Yeah,
So,
go for it.
yeah. Having same issue here, Dr. Yasmin, haven't got any good feedback and support from family yet when I decided to involve in business. So I don't mind if the negative vibes come from outsiders, but when it comes from family, somehow that affecting me very much. So what is the best way on how I need to encounter this? My passion in business, but seem they don't really understand that. So that is no Atika, because she's feeling that her family members is still not supporting her, because she still have that expectation. Thank you, Atika, for sharing, asking this question. So I totally get you. So she was asking what would be the best way to encounter this if she's not getting the support from the family. What do you think, Jeanette? Would you like to answer this question?
Don't expect it. Yeah, follow. I think follow your passion, follow your dreams. Be open with the family. Like, don't cut them off.
Yeah.
But don't look for exterior support. When I worked at the hospital, years, it's going back years ago. I used to draw a saucepan, like a pot, on a piece of paper, and I'd get people. This is sort of going into the sort of mindset a little bit more than that, but we'll work back at it. And you've got to fill the pot with things that make you feel good yourself. So in the middle of the night, when things keep you awake, delve into that pot of what you've put into the pot yourself. I am okay, or internal stuff that you can support yourself with, because outside the pot is all the external factors. It's the people and it's the external. So it's your family members and your and other people, workmates and work and everything. So you can't expect in life. It's a secret not to expect support from external.
Yeah.
The support's got to come from within, from the inner pot, from what's in the pot.
Yeah, true.
Sort of like a metaphor is put a pot.
Yeah, I love that metaphor.
So my suggestion is to fill that pot with affirmations for yourself to help you get through, so you're not looking for the support from your family.
Oh, I love that.
Not cutting out your family.
Yeah.
You're still there for your family, and you still keep them in the loop of what you're doing and what you and what you're doing, so that they can feel part of it. But you're not looking for the family for support. The support's got to come from that inner part. Does that help? Does that make sense?
Hopefully that helped, Atika. So probably I can share a bit more based on my experience, and also to Jeanette for that.
That was just okay, but there's a lot more. So
So for myself, I think like when I went through this journey, Atika, so as I said, within that 6 months, I was like struggling alone. I was like crying as well. So I remember when I messaged my mom, I told her that, hey, I'm into this coaching institute. I'm starting my business. Every time that I messaged her, she did not reply anything. Anything when I talked to her about business, she did not reply at all. So it really, for me, like it feels, because it's from your mom, you have that expectation. For me, I have that expectation from my mom. expecting that she will always support me, whatever things that I want to do. But as what Jeanette was saying is so, so true. So to one extent, my mindset is more about, okay, probably she has not seen the result yet. And probably because she had got that fear, because I've been in running business for 15 years and I failed so many times. So I've been sharing this with all my clients as well. Sometimes your loved one is not supporting you. It's not because they disagree with what you are doing, but they have that fear as well. Fear of uncertainty. They are not so sure where you are going, because this is being an entrepreneur is a risk taker. Yeah.
Yeah, and sometimes, Yasmin, they do care. They might not show it, but sometimes they do care because they don't want to see you fail.
That's right.
But
Yeah.
if you allow and succumb to their feelings of not wanting to fail, we're holding ourselves back and we're not allowing ourselves to fly.
Yeah, true. So what, Atika, you can do?
That family, the tribe, we've got to live life for ourselves, not the tribe.
100%. Yeah. So what Atika can do, Atika, keep going, because as what Jeanette saying is so true, it's within you. So this is where I actually, when I do mentoring session with my client, I always begin with asking them, what is your purpose? What is your purpose of starting this business? So I keep on asking a deep question. Why does this matter to you? Why is it so important to you, to start your business? For what reason? So that they can deep dive in themselves, finding their own purpose. Because I think once you know and understand what is your purpose, it will strengthen you, So no matter what the challenges are, whether people are supporting you or not supporting you, this is where you really want to go. And it's super, super important for you. It's so significant for you. So that's where I begin my journey as well. So that is where I managed to get the result. And my mom started talking about it after I won an award, Australian Coach of the Year. And I was in the newspaper in back home in Malaysia, and she was like, boom. And now she's more busier talking about my business. She's more talking about that than myself now.
That's great, because you can see, the success. Her fear has probably let go. And with that purpose, I love that purpose. And one that I could add there for your viewers, Yasmin, have you heard of 5 whys?
Sorry?
The 5 whys exercise?
No.
So you ask yourself 5 times. So you get the question, why does that matter? Yeah. So you do it 5 times. So you ask the first one and you get your answer.
Yeah.
And then the answer you ask, well, why does that?
Why? Yeah.
Then you get your second answer.
Yeah.
And then ask again, why?
Yeah.
Your second question, and then you get your third answer.
Oh my gosh, I love that.
And you're digging down each time. So by the time you get to the 5th one of answering why does that matter, from your 4th answer, you've really got a lot deeper into from where you started.
Of course, yeah.
It's just called the 5 whys exercise. It's a great. I've known that one.
I love it. Yeah, because I did that exercise with my my clients group mentoring last week. I did the same thing as well. So I asked them specific question, and then they go like, but instead of 5, I just go 3, and then I ask them, okay, why do you want to start a business? Okay, I want to have more better income. And then why do you want to have better income? And then it keeps on asking why. And then when I get the response from them, they will sing like, oh my God. And some even wanting to feel that they wanted to cry, because they can feel it in their heart that this is what I really want. Oh my God, this is what I really want.
Don't stop at 3, go to 5. Go to 5 levels.
Go to 5, yeah? Yeah, guys, go to 5. So Atika saying, thank you, Mrs. Jeanette and Dr. Yasmin, for the beautiful words. Love to hear that. I've been working almost 10 years in various companies. So when I try to go out from my comfort zone, most of them provokes me on negativity. That's how this problem actually arises. Yeah. Totally resonate with that, Atika. So again, you got to find your big why, because that will definitely drives you further. As what Jeanette was saying, you can't change something which is external. You can't change how people perceive us. You can't change, people's expectation towards us, So it's more about how you're going to handle, and then what you really want, and then just go and grab. So this is based on my journey. And I think Jeanette went through the same journey as well. Yeah, Jeanette?
Yeah. And there's a saying too, my world does not change to experience a great life, but my map must change to experience a great life.
Wow.
So the map is what I'm meaning is my perspective, you know, my attitude, the way I'm looking at things.
Yeah.
So that's what must change.
Yeah. 100%.
It's not looking at it's not demanding the world change or what's around it.
Yeah. Thank you so much for sharing that, Jeanette. My dad just joined in. Hi, Papa. He just joined in. Yeah, Jeanette is my accountability buddy. So I've been learning a lot heaps from her. Actually, we've been learning a lot together. And Jeanette has actually offered one coaching session. And we went through that together. And I was surprised. So in terms of when we did on value elicitation, because I was so confused in terms of my values and everything. So Jeanette has been such a wonderful person to do that together with me for 2 hours just to find what is my values, you know. So probably that will be like different topic. I'll be like sharing with you guys how important to have values in your business. Okay, it's super important, and you got to live in your values.
Point there, Yasmin, with the values is that values must be a match for each vehicle in your life.
Yeah.
And what I mean with each vehicle is, you know, you've got your relationships, your family. That's one vehicle. You've got your career, which is another vehicle. Your hobbies is another vehicle. So your values must be a match for each vehicle.
100%. Yeah.
Because some people, they slip up and don't have a match in a vehicle.
Yeah. Yeah.
That comes back to health in the long run.
Yeah, because I learned this from our mentor, because I didn't realize how important values is, you know. If you guys wanted to know more about values, you guys can Google it up. So something which is so important to you. But the one thing that I've learned from my mentor is like, it's not just value is just for the sake of values, but it's in us and then how we live in that values. So it becomes more like a self-awareness again. So I've got a lot of values in me. It's just that I did not live in it. So
we break that down for your viewers as well, in case they're not quite sure of a value, Yasmin. So value is what's important to you.
Yeah, correct.
So just in case sort of someone wasn't quite sure.
Yeah, something which is so important to you, especially in business as well. Because once you're in business, you know, you got to be very clear with your values, you know, live in your values, because one day you're going to bring in the culture in your business. So that culture in business is based on the foundation of your values, isn't it? So that's how you can bring that culture in. Because if not, is going to be like, hey, Wyatt, you know, people will join, the team will join you, but they are not so sure, you know, which direction, and then they are not going to aim in terms of their vision and vision. So those are the things I actually help most of my client as well, Jeanette, you know, give that clarity.
And your connection with your customers, clients, whatever.
100%.
If you don't see a values match there, they're not going to be there for you in business.
Correct. Yeah. Yep. So I can see in terms of time, so we're almost there. It's time to wrap up. Oh my gosh, thank you guys for being here. For people who are still, you know, watching us. So not many questions today. So basically, Jeanette, would you like to wrap up and then share anything that is relevant for the people who are actually watching here?
I grabbed this sort of five habits that successful people have. And like the first one is, and we've covered like have a morning ritual.
Yep.
So it's like number one.
Yep.
And then like sort of two, for focus on solutions.
Yep.
So this is sort of, you know, successful people. And three, like have a vision of what you want. So that why, you know, you can sort of say no to what doesn't serve you, and write down, and in that one with the vision, write down what you want to earn in business. So it's there, you're committed. And then like number 4, like why do you want it? So that's the 5 whys exercise that we were talking about. And then like number 5, learn from those around you that are doing, that are running successful businesses.
Yeah.
Learn from the people doing it that have got results.
Mm.
So that's sort of like just a summary. I thought.
Oh, that is so powerful. So I've been actually, some of it is actually where I've been like implementing it. So I remember when you mentioned to me about morning rituals. So I've been like doing that. And then remember when you suggested me to have a planner. So that planner is like magic to me. Oh my God. It even has like, your gratitude statement and also your affirmation. So
Yeah.
I've
I
like
don't
doing
mine,
it consistently.
mine's always by my side. But that's it.
Yours is black, mine is red.
Black one.
Yeah, so if you guys want to know about the planners and everything, yeah, you can contact me or contact Jeanette. Jeanette, would you like to just let them know if you are, if they would love to connect with you, how do they go about doing that?
We can put my email in your post if you want to. And
Yes,
if
so
anyone
comment later.
in gut health and looking deeper and becoming more aware of their health and investing up front, launching a program soon. So, but in the meantime, if you want help along the way to get started, I'm more than happy to help people.
Oh, yes, wonderful. Yeah, I encourage people who are here listening. Yeah, keep in touch with Jeanette. She's an amazing woman. So she's been very calm, very patient. I had that coaching session with her. It's just amazing. So I shared with Jeanette, I have been experienced being coached by other people as well. So again, it depends, sometimes it's just that I don't feel that comfortable. So, but with Jeanette, I feel so much comfortable. And then, in fact, we built a very good relationship supporting each other. That's amazing. So I'm going to go to your place, 3 hours drive from here. We're going to do a camping or whatever after COVID-19. All right. So thank you so much, Jeanette, for your time. I truly appreciate it. And thank you so much, guys, for being here, for watching, and also asking questions. That's amazing. So I'll be like, I'll put your email address later, Jeanette, in the comments. So whoever would love to connect with her, please come on, guys. She's an amazing woman. She went through a lot of experience. So she will definitely totally understand, whatever challenges that you would love to share with her. All right. All right, Jeanette. Thank you so much. You take care.
And,
Have a good weekend.
thank you for asking me on board tonight. I've really enjoyed it. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you so much to you too. All right. You take care. And everyone else, bye.
Bye.